Off we go. It's the Ryan Hartson Show on the BWC Network. I am Ryan Hartson. What a pleasure it is to be here today on a Monday after a lovely Sunday in the National Football League, breaking down the entire NFL in less than 15 minutes. We will also do another segment taking a look ahead at Giants Saints. But it was a huge weekend in the NFL, and we will break down all of the action right now. We start in Atlanta, where the Falcons beat the Vikings 24-14. The Falcons now have a playoff spot. No, they don't quite have a playoff spot. But they will when the Bears lose again. And the Falcons look to be in playoff contention. The Falcons are very good. Matt Ryan played the best game I've seen him play yesterday. Yesterday was the first time Matt Ryan didn't need a running game. He didn't have to hand it off a bunch of times. The game plan was in his hands, and he executed it to perfection. 24 of 33, 24 of 32, somewhere around there. Excellent completion percentage through 3 touchdown passes. He was spectacular. Percy Harvin kept them in the game. 4th and goal at the end, can't punch it in. The Falcons win the game, but they are having a problem closing out bad teams. Now listen, Green Bay had that problem earlier in the year. It is something that is easily overcomable. And all you have to do in the NFL, this isn't the BCS, there are no style points. All you have to do is win football games. So the Falcons doing an excellent job of that, beating the Minnesota Vikings. Bengals hold on against the Cleveland Browns. Now listen, the NFL is all about winning games, but how you look in those games dictates to are you going to win games later down the road. Cincinnati came out flat against the Browns. Browns aren't that good. I know we thought they were going to be good, and Colt McCoy, and I know we were all excited about that. I was excited about Colt McCoy. At the end of the day, the Browns aren't very good, and they gave Cincinnati everything they wanted. At the end of the day, this is an average Bengals team. This is a Bengals team that is not very good. I think they are going to lose more games than they win down the stretch because they have a ceiling. They have a ceiling. Now, that ceiling is a little higher than I thought it was originally, but Andy Dalton plays out of his mind. I mean, he is very, very good. I think when people think of Tim Tebow, they want Andy Dalton, a rookie quarterback he looks okay, but then when he turns it on, it's fantastic. And when he turns it on, he's phenomenal. Andy Dalton is going to be a really good quarterback. He is really good as a rookie. I think he's giving Cam Newton a run for his money as a Rookie of the Year candidate. The Browns are a mess. The Bengals, I'm slowly starting to believe in them a little bit more. I don't want to give them the credit that many do. I'm starting to. Now listen, but they had a hard time with the Browns. I don't think they're going to beat Pittsburgh or Baltimore the rest of the year. I think they're going to get swept by those two teams. That's 4 losses right there, and they're probably going to lose 3 or 4 other games on top. I think this team is going to win only 9 games and miss the playoffs. That's kind of how it is. Carolina goes to Indianapolis and has a hard time. Colts showed up a little bit. Curtis Painter played a little better, threw an interception late. Cam Newton didn't turn the ball over for once. Really good job. Panthers are a nice little team. They're a cute little story. You need to draft some skill people on both sides of the ball, and you need to improve in the secondary. You need to improve your offensive line, and you need to improve your receiving core. But I mean, the Panthers have the quarterback, they have the coach. Now you just have to get everything else that goes along with it. But the Panthers are on their way to being a legitimate contender in the NFL. And it starts with Cam Newton. Houston beats Jacksonville 20-13. I would tell you how Matt Leinart played, but he would have had to play first. Broke his collarbone after having a nice little game. And now they're starting some guy named TJ Yates or CJ Gates or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. And now Houston with Matt Schaub at 7-3. To me, we're the best team in the AFC and one of the favorites to get to the Super Bowl. Now with no quarterback, they will struggle to make the playoffs because the Titans appear to be coming. And Houston, I thought Houston had plenty of gas to get past Tennessee, which obviously they did. They were, in my opinion, a 12 or 13 win team with Matt Schaub. But now you'll be lucky to win one more game the rest of the year. So All of a sudden, Houston is just down the tank. We'll get to another team that is down the tank in a little bit. But Houston in big trouble. Jacksonville's a mess. They pull Blaine Gabbert, and Jack Del Rio is fired, and just now we just move on to the next thing. So Jacksonville needs a ton of rebuilding. I think you got the quarterback. I think you got the running back. Now you need the coach, and you need everybody else. The Jets beat the Buffalo Bills 28-24 in New York. Mark Sanchez looks completely inept most of the time, makes 7 or 8 really good throws, throws 4 touchdown passes, and the Jets win the game. The story is Stevie Johnson dropping a couple passes late that would have given Buffalo the victory. At the end of the day, Stevie Johnson, nice looking house, but nobody home, I think is what you can say about him. He's dropped passes late in games before, and he had a touchdown celebration that people didn't like. He was making fun of Plexico Burress. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's all cool. It's all fair. And it's all kind of, to me, I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. It was creative. It was interesting. See, because if I score touchdown passes, or if I score touchdown passes, listen to me. If I score touchdowns, my touchdown dances are going to be personal and interesting. If I score a touchdown against the Jets, I'm going to shoot myself in the leg and limp off the field. That's what I'm going to do because I love taunting the other team. I think it's good. I think it's good for sports. I think that little sportsmanship, but at the same time you got a little edge there. I think that's interesting. And it made the game more exciting. By the way, congratulations. I don't have DirecTV, so I don't have like more than one football game I can watch at once. Fox was running a movie. So all I had was the CBS game, and it was Jets-Bills, and I'm like, oh God, I can't believe I have to watch this. Very entertaining game. The Jets and Bills put on a show yesterday, and I would like to thank them for that because at 3 o'clock I got Bears-Raiders as well as Patriots-Eagles, and both those games were good as well. So I would like to thank the Jets and Bills for putting on a show at the 12 o'clock spot when I only had one thing to watch. I appreciate it. The Cardinals beat the Rams 23-20. Kevin Cobb doesn't play, somebody else does. This Patrick Peterson kid is really, really good. Great punt returner. He'll become a better corner as time goes on. And the Cardinals have a stud on defense. Now they need, studs everywhere else except for wide receiver with Larry Fitzgerald. Cardinals have a lot of work to do. The Rams are a mess. Bradford's a mess. The team sucks. Spagnuolo's probably gone. It was just bad game with a couple of bad teams. Titans pull it out against the Bucs 23-17. Chris Johnson runs for something like 190 yards. He looks to be back. If they can run the ball and Hasselbeck makes a couple of throws, it's fine. I thought with Johnson not running the ball and the defense being as bad as it was, they're starting to come together a little. Their ceiling is pretty low, and I still think Houston is probably going to be able to squeak that division out by a game or two. Titans are going to make it interesting just because if Chris Johnson turns it on, they suddenly become a team that might be able to do some things. Raiders beat the aforementioned Chicago Bears 25-20. It's nothing but field goals. Janikowski kicked 6 of them, scored a touchdown late. Caleb Haney was fine. Threw 3 picks. I knew it wasn't going to work. I knew he was going to be bad, and he was. And he made some nice plays at the end, but I'm just not impressed. I'm not impressed with the Bears, and I think the Bears are done. Bears are done. Without Cutler, you're done. And if you thought otherwise, you're insane. People in Chicago were picking, the Bears are going to win by 2 touchdowns. No, they're not. Caleb Haney needs to make throws. Throws he cannot make, period. Raiders are really good. I like the Raiders. They are really, really good. If Palmer continues to improve that quarterback, they are going to be a good team, and they are going to be reckoned with in the whole AFC. Not just the AFC West, but the whole AFC. Redskins beat the Seahawks 23-17. Rex Grossman, nice play at the end. They went in, and the 12th man, as expected, did not show up. What the hell is going on with Pete Carroll? That's what I said on Saturday, and I'll continue to say that. What the hell is going on with Pete Carroll? Moving on, the Patriots beat the Eagles 38-20. I said the Patriots would score 50 points. Close enough. 38-20. Brady was brilliant. Just brilliant. Threw some great passes to Welker and Deion Branch yesterday. Brady... he had one of these games last year. I think it was in Pittsburgh where suddenly he just clicked and the Patriots got hot. That was this game. The Patriots, they clicked yesterday. Vince Young threw for 400 yards. That's nice. Listen, Vince Young, at the end of the day, he should get another chance being the starter. No, he shouldn't. He shouldn't be a starter. He doesn't have the maturity for it. Vince Young is the ultimate relief pitcher in the NFL. If your quarterback gets hurt, put him in there for a couple of games. he'll win one, he'll lose one, and your team will be in the same position they were when your quarterback left. And hopefully that's a good position. For the Eagles, it's not, because the Eagles, at the end of the day, aren't very good. Nnamdi Asomugha is hurt, and that sucks. Eagles season is over. I said this earlier in the season, and I still think it's true. I think the Eagles are going to fire Andy Reid, and if I was the Bears, I would can Lovie Smith and hire Andy, and let Andy bring in his West Coast offense and have Jay Cutler with that. I still think they should do that. And now you're not making the playoffs, so you have an excuse to fire Lovie Smith, bring in Andy Reid, who's a superior head coach. Andy Reid could win a Super Bowl with Jay Cutler in Chicago. I have no doubt about that whatsoever. But the Bears won't do it. The Bears aren't aggressive enough to do it. Andy Reid, I believe Andy Reid will still be a head coach next year, not in Philadelphia. Denver beat San Diego 16-13 in overtime. Tebow, I said it. I said it on Saturday. Jesus Christ comes down from heaven and possesses Tim Tebow's body and wills them to victories. That is the only way I can explain this. It's the only way. Tebow is completely inept. I mean, week after week, he's completely inept. And then Jesus comes down from heaven, gets in his body, and goes wins the game. That's what happens. I mean, he is that strong of faith that Jesus just does it for him. This is the only way. I mean, this is the only way I can explain it. And yes, I'm mocking it. I'm mocking the whole damn thing. I think it's a farce. I think it's a farce. I think the Tebow thing is a joke. Look at who they've beaten. For the love of God. San Diego is a mess. Miami is a mess. Kansas City is a mess. Oakland with that quarterback transition thing where Palmer was off his game, that was terrible. The Dolphins, I mentioned them already. The Dolphins are still terrible. The Jets are inept offensively. The Jets can't move the ball. They have the same problem Denver does. So Denver's defense dominates and Tebow's able to do it late. You run into a team that can score a ton of points, or you run into a defense that likes to hit the quarterback. See what Big Ben has to say about that in Pittsburgh in the postseason. See what, when Brady comes to town, what he has to say about it. I mean, just, these guys aren't for real. They're a mess. He's 5-1. I know. But winning games is not the same thing as winning championships. Period. And he makes a couple of nice throws a game. Tebow makes a couple of nice throws a game. You know who else made a couple of nice throws a game? Ryan Leaf, Tim Couch, Kyle Bowler, Tyler Palko last night made a couple of nice throws. That's all Tebow is. That's all he is. He's got this will and this spirit and this heart and like they believe in him and all that crap. I know. But we're talking about championships. On my show, I'm looking for the teams that can win championships. Period. I am biased. I am biased on this show, but I am biased towards success. I like the big-time teams winning big games. New England, Green Bay, the Giants, New Orleans. Those are the contenders. All the other stuff, elevator music. One last one. Pittsburgh beats Kansas City 13-9. Palko keeps it close. 13-9 game. Steelers beat the crap out of the Chiefs. And, you know, the Steelers have a hard time winning games against bad teams on Sunday night. They struggled in Indianapolis. Like, was that a month and a half ago now? And now another Sunday night game against a bad team. And they barely beat the Chiefs. There you go. And there is your NFL in less than 15 minutes. Coming up next, who is it? The Giants and the Saints. Monday Night Football. The two of the three best teams in the NFC going at it. The winner has an inside track to winning their division, I guess. It's the BWC Network.